I founded Magdalene in 1997 to be a sanctuary for women coming off the streets and out of jail with a criminal history of addiction and prostitution. For almost 15 years, we have provided housing, education, and treatment for women for 2 years at no cost to them. The hope is that we can have a big impact in working with a small community. So we have 6 residential locations now in Nashville where all the women come and live together with no live-in staff. We serve about 28 women in residence and another 100 women who need help negotiating the legal, medical, and social services available to them. We have visited about 10 women's prisons around the country to share our story of hope. Everywhere we travel, our goal is to plant the seeds for other cities to implement this model. We began Thistle Farms, the social enterprise, in 2001 for Magdalene residents and graduates. We had to start our own company because we realized that while women were getting clean and sober, they were not able to find work with their lengthy records. Many of the women had been trafficked as teenagers and had no work history at all. It's important in the recovery process for the women to be economically independent. We employ over 35 women who manufacture, market, and sell all-natural bath and body care products. We began not only to help a subculture of women, but also to change the culture itself, a culture that still buys and sells women, a culture where the universal issues of child sexual abuse and violence are borne on the individual backs of women. And we want to be about loving the whole world, one person at a time. Thistle Farms is becoming a recognized brand. It is a beautiful thing to start out with a mission and discover along the way that you can really make a valuable product that can serve the wider world. I think that the products of Thistle Farms are one of our biggest assets. We make candles, body balms, lip smoothies, body butter, things that people tell us are beautiful. The products themselves tell our story and support the women and the work. The products open a lot of doors for us to have honest conversations about the myths of why women walk the streets and what it takes to help those same women find their way home. With our products in 200 retail stores, we're able to serve a growing number of women in our residential and business communities. Our current objective is to double our sales over the next several months so that we can increase our workforce by another 6 women and help sustain the Magdalene program. We also hope to invite another 15 women to come and live in the Magdalene community. We have been working hard, and we know that we still have a long way to go because we have 125 women on a 3-year waiting list. What makes Thistle Farms and Magdalene successful is that our model is cost-effective, has a proven track record, and inspires people. Thistle Farms products are remarkable tools for public education both locally and nationally. It works on so many levels. First, as soon as a resident of Magdalene is ready, there's a job for her. She can start paying back her court fines, child support, and other financial issues that have been part of keeping her on the streets. Second, each woman is given the time and space to really work on healing. As they are working part-time, they are getting education, seeing a therapist, and learning to live life as a part of a community. Third, by selling products and sharing our story, we're sharing the good news that women do not have to stay on the streets forever. We are gently reminding people that prostitution is not a victimless crime, that no one went to the streets by themselves, and many of the women were trafficked as teenagers. We all have to help them get back into the wider community and find healing. Marketing and selling Thistle Farms products creates numerous opportunities to meet our long-term goal of educating other communities about healing from addiction, homelessness, and prostitution. At Thistle Farms, our dream is that people will see our brand and our products as humble but powerful symbols synonymous with women's healing and freedom. Our holistic approach and the small number of women we serve in each home make our organization effective. It also helps that women can stay 2 years, save their money, and get out of the cycle that is a deep rut which can be hard to climb out of on your own. On average, the women of Magdalene and Thistle Farms were first abused between the ages of 7 and 11. And most knew the backside of justice and the underside of bridges and the short side of economics long before they knew the inside of prisons. Thistle Farms is a testimony to the truth that love is the most powerful force for social change, and that the most radical form of love is to love without judgment. When women come into the community, they take parenting classes, learn to manage their mental health issues with their own therapist, take budgeting classes, and participate in a match savings program. And they begin the long road of forgiving themselves and others to find freedom. People who come and work at Magdalene and Thistle Farms sometimes stay for years. We feel so grateful that we get to be part of communities where serving one another is not a side issue, but central to living in community. We measure our success in 2 different ways. We currently conduct biannual company-wide strategic planning meetings where goals are set and examined. Success is measured in quality, quantity, and adherence to the mission. This strategic planning meeting is so much fun. For some of the women, it's their very first business meeting ever. We start the day with overviews and goal settings, then we break into departments and talk about setting our goals for the year and the way we will measure meeting each goal. This year, we have outpaced every goal we set at Thistle Farms, and we just keep going. We have lost too many women to the violence of the streets, and we want to work as hard as we can to make sure there is a space for more women who want to come in and get well. We also do an outcome-based report for United Way Quarterly, which helps us see that 72% of the women who come and live at Magdalene are living clean and sober 2 years later. Each quarter, we measure how many women are meeting their individual goals and are saving money, participating in some educational programs, and working their recovery program. It's important to us that people know that Thistle Farms makes a difference in the lives of the women we serve, in the lives of the people who buy our products, and increasingly in the communities nationwide that are seeking solutions for women trapped in the cycle of addiction and prostitution. We have a national education outreach program that has welcomed over 130 individuals to an immersion experience at Thistle Farms in Magdalene. We are currently working with groups in St. Louis, Atlanta, and New Orleans to help them establish their own social enterprises and sanctuaries for women. Thistle Farms will be successful as a growing number of people literally buy into what we are about. When people start seeing Thistle Farms as being synonymous with women's freedom and see that we are a movement as well as a company, we'll be able to provide more full-time jobs for more women coming in off the streets. People joining this effort immediately become part of this thriving community who want to change a culture that still buys and sells women. We call it Thistle Farms because thistles are the flowers that still grow where the women walk and sleep. They are brutal flowers with a deep, soft, regal center. They have become a good symbol for the women of Magdalene and Thistle Farms. A couple of years ago, I realized that I had become a thistle farmer, where the world is my farm, and I can see the beauty in all creation. In the fall of 2011, the Nashville Chamber of Commerce acknowledged Thistle Farms as the top growing social enterprise in the city. I also received a presidential honor as Champion of Change for my work with Magdalene. In 2010, I became the youngest and first female recipient of the Distinguished Alumnus Award from the University of the South. All of it is simply because the work of Magdalene and Thistle Farms is worth recognizing, and it's award-worthy. The work is truly a communal vision made possible by hundreds of compassionate individuals. Thistle Farms takes great pride in our continued partnerships that support 3 other women's enterprises worldwide. We are committed to partnering with women's enterprises so that we can all thrive. We are a certified vendor at Whole Foods, and we have also been invited to speak and sell our products at 3 national conferences against domestic and sexual violence. When we began our community, we knew we never wanted to take any federal or state funding, although sometimes it feels like that funding would ease all the burden of private donations. We know that this is the right path for us. It allows us the freedom to serve women for long periods of time and to sustain small communities of women in individual houses. There are still over 100 women on the waiting list, and growing to meet those needs always presents some challenges. With additional resources, Thistle Farms will open a Thistle Stop Cafe at our manufacturing facility that will welcome the public into Thistle Farms and provide another training ground for the women of Magdalene. We will increase our marketing budget for the Atlanta area and our travel budget for speaking, both of which will help us achieve our goal of doubling our annual sales over the next few years. We want to move into 25 Whole Foods stores as well as into over 200 other retail outlets. This will help us be a powerful voice and to speak our truth and love about why women are on the streets and what it takes to welcome them home. Additional resources will help us welcome another 15 residents this year, open a new house, and assist the local women's prison in imagining how to develop a Magdalene sanctuary inside their walls. Additional resources will also help us launch our new still at Thistle Farms, which will help us become the only local producer of healing essential oils on a commercial scale. It will save lives by giving women jobs in producing oils and by the story it will spread to others. We are not short on ideas, and gifts and pledges fuel the work that benefits the women directly. I have never taken a salary for my work. It is my joy, and it grounds me in my faith. We are hopeful that we can continue to partner with sister programs like Eden House, founded this fall in New Orleans, and Magdalene St. Louis. We have traveled to Atlanta 3 times this year to meet with groups who are interested in getting a community launch there. We've had 2 groups from Dallas, Texas come and visit with us during our immersion days and hope to be a part of their efforts to affect how women on the streets are being treated and processed through the court systems. We want to help cities open their own homes and share our best practices as a gift to them. We've had great success the past couple of years with our overseas partnerships in Accra, Ghana, Lawala, Kenya, and Kigali, Rwanda. We just launched an evening survival kit that contains products from each of those cities. We are hopeful to partner with new women's enterprises in Ecuador, London, and South Africa in the next few years. When we share our knowledge and resources with groups and individuals so they can implement our best practices to start their own communities, it's fun to then partner and share marketing with those same groups. When we are all working together, all of us grow and thrive.